Welcome back to another episode of the RecklessWrenchGarage. About 2.5 years ago, I took my perfectly functional Ford Ranger and I did what any rational person wouldn't do. I cut it right in half. And I'm still recovering from that terrible decision. As you can see, it's still in here. What started as just a couple upgrades spiraled very far out of control, and it's full-on rebuild. Partly thanks to being in the new shop, which is an awesome workspace, and I get to do stuff like this. But the shop's also an amazing enabler for my terrible decisions. I spent a ton of time rebuilding the back half of this truck and getting it finished, and now it's time to focus on the front. The recipe is pretty simple. More power, more tubes, bigger shocks, and just overall make everything better. So let's make some more questionable decisions, get to work, and start working towards getting this back on the road. .351 Windsor with stock cast heads that were ported, aluminum intake on the lower, still has the flywheel and clutch on it. Accessories other than the water pump gone, and it's got the motor mounts on it too. So mostly stripped down, but there's still a few components. So guesses, Sarge, what are you thinking?
415.
415. I'm gonna say 442.
That's oddly specific.
All
right, and we're gonna weigh this now, and then weigh it in the exact same setup, but with.
Yeah, whenever it gets put back together. Yep.
Yep.
Which just the heads alone should be like probably 15 pounds at least. Oh shit.
You know, it's funny. I was gonna see closer to 500.
532. Well, we have a lot more room for activities now.
Yeah, we only had to change that bushing, right? So.
Yeah. Something along those lines like that. Pretty big tire. I lost the footage of making these tubes that connect the A-pillars to the front section of the frame. Here's what it looked like after tacking the tubes together, and we set the hood and a fender in place just to remind ourselves, you know, how much more work we had ahead of us. So before I just go drop the motor back in here, I want to fix some of the holes and patch a couple things up before we proceed. So there's this area right here, that's where the brake booster and the clutch master go. That's just going to stay the same. It will get cleaned up a little bit here, but as you see, there's like a hole down here, a hole here where the foot pedal, footwell is, up here as well. There's little holes here and there where things used to be mounted that I don't need anymore. So I'm going to weld those closed, get fresh spray paint all on the firewall, and put like a reflective heat barrier on there. The larger holes, one thing I found that works really well is you get a firewall patch kit. I think this was from Speedway. So motor is in, it is just temp installed. There's no clutch or flywheel on it. It's honestly not even bolted in. It's made to the transmission and just sitting on the motor mounts. Priority number one is going to be getting these coilovers mounted. With that, I'm going to show you how I'm going to hopefully get a little bit more clearance here in a second. Stock Ranger booster, this is a remanufactured unit, and then a 1996 F350 Hydro Boost. Both have the same actuator, so this will hook right up to your Ranger pedal, and the bolt pattern is exactly the same on both pieces. So if you look at how big that is compared to how that is, so this is definitely going to give me some clearance in the engine bay, which when you're cramming a bunch of crap inside of a Ford Ranger, anything that you can get that's more compact is going to make a big difference. So I'm going to pop this thing in there and see how it looks. The F350 Hydro Boost bolted in perfectly, and I gained some precious real estate in the engine bay. Now I've got the space to start fabricating the support tubes for a coilover. I got this tube done finally. Third time's a charm, and we had some casualties of war here. So I scrapped two tubes basically. The first one I made, the notches, both of them, they just weren't right. A couple spots I didn't have enough material there to really properly fill it in, and it wasn't good. So scrap that one, redo it. Next one, notches are good, but I clocked them slightly off, so they would fit good one way and then the other one would be off. So third time was the charm, and I got it to fit good. Now I need to basically mirror this tube exactly the same on the other side. This lower notch is easy to do. That one can transfer over fairly easily. This one, however, needs to be a mirror image. And the way I like to do that is I just take a piece of paper, wrap it around there, tape it. I will mark my center line on this, trace out this notch, cut the paper, roll it inside out, and put it on the tube the other way. So we're gonna try that, see if it works. Hopefully I don't have a fourth or a third tube wasted, but these are gonna be able to be used again on another part. I've already planned out where they're gonna go, so not a total loss or anything like that, but yeah, I'm rusty with the tube work, so here we go. It's not exactly perfect, but that's definitely good enough to get me what we need to do. And center line lines up. So should be able to flip this inside out and have a mirror image. We'll see if it works. So now the notch, as you can see, is mirrored from the original. I'll try this on the tube over there, see if it looks good, and then we'll send it. All right, coilover mount. I'm making progress, but also making mistakes at the same time. Started by tacking in some angle iron here in the brace so I could position the coilover exactly where I want it in terms of its lean in and tilt back. After that, I just used tape to try a couple different variations of what I might want the mount to look like. From there, built a paper mount as a template that I liked and I thought was going to be strong. I then took the paper mount, put it into Fusion, and I had it CNC cut on the laser and also bent. And what I ended up with are a couple pieces that look like this. Now, somewhere along in that process, I messed up this angle on this bend right here, because on this side, you see it's supposed to, it's hard to do with one hand. On this side, it's supposed to mount back there and then contact up here. So I was a few degrees off in that angle measurement whenever I did that, obviously. Not a huge deal. I kind of already figured out what I'm going to do to fix it, because this is 3/16. It's not exactly easy to bend for myself. So what we did, made a couple relief cuts there. Easier to bend that way, and it will fit where I intended it to go. I need to move the coilover and everything still, but with this mounted in there, I could build the rest of it. And you'll notice too, the bend was slightly out of plane. One of the issues with a paper template is, even with a heavy poster board like this, the paper can twist and it almost be unperceivable when you're mocking it up. And then once you put it to 3/16 metal, you can see how a degree or two out is apparent, but the paper hides it. So that's something I'm going to deal with too. But again, it's just a relief slit, and I'll weld those up once I get it bent and positioned exactly how I want, do the fill-in plates, and go from there. So I made all these little paper templates that I need to box in these shock mounts and complete them, and then sprinkle in some magic of the internet here. And then I used Send Cut Send, and we have some fresh laser beam cut goodness. Hi Tex. And we're going to tack these on. Well, I guess I gotta drill some holes, tack these on, and then pull them out for final welding. And yeah, I decided not to put any holes in them. I'd rather just drill them on the truck, so I make sure they're exactly where I need them to be. Coilover mounts tacked together, pulled off the truck, and they are ready to burn together. I have them set up for a nice outside corner weld joint. Should go together pretty nicely. Hopefully it looks decent when it's done. I guess I'll test my welding skills. Yeah, the inside, as you guys saw, I have it beefed up with some 1/4-inch weld washers that I made. I had those laser cut in there, so I got a good amount of beef on here. This is 3/16. So these are going to be plenty strong when it's done. I didn't do anything fancy with the plate work there because most of it is going to have probably mounts built off of it. So that's why it's just going to be a lot of open real estate, but I think that will look good once it's final welded into the engine bay. So I'm gonna lower the hood, crank up the amps, and burn some metal. The coilover mounts are in. They're about 70% complete on the welding. When I take the engine out to do final welding on everything and clean some stuff up, you know, I'll hit the rest of it then. But overall, they turned out fairly decent. You know, I'm not a professional welder or anything like that. But, you know, they're gonna do what they're supposed to do. And an important thing too, so bolt holes are in good shape, line up perfectly. Those didn't warp or anything like that. The spacer fits in there perfectly as well. I might, whenever I pull everything out and final weld, I might grind the weld smooth and blend all that in. I don't know, what do you guys think? I'm thinking I'll probably blend them smooth. That's still really hot. But yeah, just clean it up a little bit, make it look a little bit nicer, a little bit more presentable. I've been working on this thing for like 6 hours this morning, so I'm gonna call it a day, or a weekend actually, and stop. Gonna go edit this footage. I have a ton of stuff that I still have to cram into here, and that's gonna be the next project, is getting all the mounts and everything located and finding a home for all that stuff. So that's gonna be challenging, but that will be the next kind of project on this. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys watch the next video. That's all I got for you today. So until next time, stay reckless. I know that doesn't look like progress, but it's progress.